Today's topic for BrackCast number 36 is early bird versus night owl, and how does this affect
Night owl?
Oh, I know we're I know we're both I know you and I can both speak to that because we're artists. I think it is very much more so based on not just like the industry, or sorry, it's not just based on like the schedule, like if you have a 9 to 5 job or whatever, because you have that too, but I think it's more so like the industry on decides, like, or maybe it is a personality type, you know, creatives versus analytical. Maybe analytical isn't like night owl, maybe they need more daylight or something. You're so bad at typing on phone. Okay, so night owl, but lately I've been getting sleep at 10 and waking up without alarms at 8. Is that because of your shift? Like, is that work related? Let me shift it to podcast example. Podcast. There. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I think primarily, I mean, your body can't really sustain within a short period of time both kinds of lifestyles. Yeah, you hate when you sleep during the day for night shifts. Oh, I don't even have that, and I normally function that way. I think for me it's a setting type of thing. It's a environmental type of thing, because my job requires me a lot to be in front of the computer, and then I do like streaming and like video production and editing. Noise is a factor for me, and there's more going on during the day. I hear, like, you know, my neighbors upstairs, traffic, if there's anything kind of like happening outdoors, construction. I remember when I was, particularly when I lived in Liberty Village, when I was in Liberty, like the construction during the day, the cleaning in the hall, lights too. You mean like daylight coming through the window? I mean, yeah, that would affect, I guess that could affect my production too. I need more sunlight though, I feel, just vitamin D. I haven't really stepped outside my house for longer than like maybe a handful of minutes in the past few days. It's pretty bad. I mean, I went grocery shopping today for just like, I don't know, 20 minutes, but yeah, I need more sunlight, and I probably should what's the word? Supplement. I should supplement, like pills. But yeah, like, okay, so far we have 3 examples of night owls. I was gonna go over my example a little bit more after we talked to more early bird types. I'm trying to think if I was an early bird ever, and I don't think so. I actually take so many supplements now. Multivitamin or like dedicated stuff? When I look at my niece and nephew, so regardless of the type of people, the type of human beings they are. Yo, what's up, Tom? Welcome to tonight's podcast.
Yeah, see what's up. What goes up to you?
We're talking about early bird versus night owl and how that affects sleep.
Oh man, definitely early bird. I wish I could be, but just doesn't work out that way.
Wait, you're an early bird?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
Haven't been for a long
really?
time. I haven't been for a long time.
Yeah, so you were, though. You're saying you were, right? When you had like a 9 to 5?
I mean, when I was doing like maybe 2 years ago was the last time I was kind of a early bird, when I had to wake up early and work in the lab and stuff like that for 6 a.m. But even then, you know, go to sleep at midnight.
That's what I mean. Even though you had the daily schedule of an early bird type of person, you still functioned like a night owl. Like you still
Oh yeah,
thrived at night, right? Like,
I
yeah,
rarely fall asleep before midnight unless I pull an all-nighter and get tired the next day.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like tomorrow, I
But
have a wedding, a 12 or 13 hour wedding coverage at. I have
well,
to start at 10 a.m. and I have to. Well, it's not that early, but like I do have to leave my house by 9, so it means I have to wake up at 8.
how far away?
It's like an hour I have to drive.
Yeah, good trek. Yeah.
But uh, last night I went, or I can't even say last night. I went to sleep today at 11 a.m. and I
Really?
woke up at like 4 p.m. Yeah.
That's decent. That's decent. I would do that when I was working midnights for the last couple months. I'd go to work, go to
Oh
bed
yeah,
at finish at 7, but not go to bed right away. Technically, it's noon hour somewhere. So join them,
yeah, oh yeah,
then
yeah.
fall asleep right around 11 or noon, and then wake up around 4 or 5, sometimes 6 or 7, depending on how tired I was. But yeah,
Do you think? Well, I mean, I've come across certain people, at least in bios on these dating apps anyway, where they say they're early birds, early birds. I don't really know that
yeah,
many early bird people, to be honest. I don't know, and I don't know if any of my friends are actually early bird
yeah.
types. Where they're
I have
well, actually, maybe my
plenty.
sister. They're like in bed by
Yeah,
11.
I have plenty of friends who are definitely early birds, but when the weekend hits, man, we're party.
You just reverse, right? Like, yeah. So I wonder, is it even natural? Like,
I think,
are our
well,
bodies supposed to function like this?
well, we're not nocturnal creatures by any means. I mean, biologically, I mean,
All right, we
at least
need
the
sun,
evolution of
vitamin D, and
man.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, we're not but obviously equipment, technology has made us do lots of things at night when typically maybe even 100 years ago that wasn't even possible.
Well, yeah. Let's like think about evolution of man. That's funny how you brought that up. I'm trying to think about it in those terms. Like, you, we before technology, yeah, we couldn't see in the dark. So to behave, or to
So most of our
survive, we
instincts,
have to.
we weren't hunters at night because we had comparably shitty eyesight
Yeah,
compared
we
to
have shitty
other
eyesight. Yeah.
animals. Yeah, I mean, so it was hard, and anything that we were hunting, they weren't nocturnal anyway. So
That's true.
you had to hunt them in the daytime.
Yeah,
So
and I mean, was there? I don't even know if it was like if you needed to be up at like 4 in the morning, like the crack of sunrise, like dawn, or
I think
midday
so
is
to
really hot. I don't know.
some degree. A lot of, let's say, when it came to humans, I think they were up kind of in the they were with the sun, right? That's the only way you could tell what type when it was during the day,
Yeah,
right? So when you're talking about the sun, that was the one thing, the mechanics that kind of dictated uh,
Oh,
the
great.
day when because you do a lot of your hunting in the morning, right? You don't want to do it at nighttime because that's when it's the hottest. When you hit like the
well,
solar zenith angle,
I think
which
12
is
between. Is that a thing?
well, yeah, that's a typical thing when meteorology is when the sun is directly above you. That's when it's the
That's at
hottest.
that's at noon though.
Because
That's 12, right?
that's right. That's the solar zenith angle. Well, it could be 12, but depending on where around what season you're in too, right?
Oh, okay.
A
But
solar zenith angle is kind of like it's right above you, right? So when it's something on the solar angle, that's when it's kind of farthest. But anyway, you don't typically hunt in the afternoon because that's when it's the hottest.
well,
Right?
yeah. It's
You want to try to
after the
get your those
sun had already
exactly.
been beaming down and
But if you
heated
haven't
everything
eaten in
up.
the
Yeah.
morning, you're gonna be even more tired. I think typically.
Yeah.
You haven't eaten in
Yeah.
the morning and you have to go running after those buffalo or whatever it is, man, you're gonna be a little bit tired.
Yeah, that
Because
makes
back in
sense.
those days, right, survival of the fittest. So if you weren't eating, neither was the rest of your group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then there's other groups out there who you're competing with, because for sure there was more than one group. So like just like every animal kingdom, right? So
Well, that's the thing. When I look at my relatively young niece and nephew, and they're
Yeah.
like, obviously when they're born, they don't really follow a schedule like that. They sleep all the time, and then like they're up for like
Yeah.
whatever, a
Yeah.
short period of time, then they sleep again, and then slowly that wake up period gets longer and longer, but they're still getting up naturally at like 6, 7 in the morning, and
Yeah.
like that's normal for them. But then you put them to bed at like 8 or 9, right? Like, well,
With how many
depending, like,
naps?
obviously,
Twice,
yeah.
twice straight in a day or something. Or
I don't, well, I think it depends on how old you are, but like my nephew is like 14 months or something, and
yeah.
he goes to sleep at like 6:30 p.m., and then he wakes up, yeah, at like 5, 6 in the morning. So I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
he's sleeping for
I
12.
know a lot of parents don't get a lot of sleep in those early years, especially if you have one that wakes up all the time. Because obviously, I have lots of friends who have babies that's kids that slept pretty good and some that didn't.
Yeah.
But
I
definitely,
like, I remember
for
too, when I was in, young elementary school, we just had to get up at 7 because school
yeah,
started at 8:30, right? Like there was no
yeah,
choice. And
it
in
was
the
a struggle for me.
weekends, sure, like a Friday night, elementary school, we don't really have any reasons to stay up super late on Friday nights, right? Like we still went to bed
Uh,
by.
yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I guess like you know, so put 10 years back on when you were that same age. Nighttime, yeah, on a school night, there wasn't really much to do. Like there wasn't video games. We didn't have, handheld devices, and if anything you had was meant for outdoors, like your bike, all those kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
kind of easier to not be distracted to go to
yeah.
bed. We
I
didn't even
guess,
have like, when I was younger, music to listen to when you went to bed. Like there's
right.
no, you might have had
Yeah,
a tape
like
player or something like that,
uh,
but fuck it,
we
that was
didn't.
about
Yeah,
it,
I
right?
don't remember playing radio at night. Yeah, we didn't
No,
like tune in FM, AM at night. But
exactly.
TV, I will say, I do remember like TV was like screen time was a thing that they had to control for us.
Yeah.
How much
Oh
time we
yeah.
were spending in front of the TV.
That was a
Um,
big thing for sure. Like you only could watch this, and now every kid has a TV in their room. Everyone has all kinds of
yeah.
stuff. So
Well, and now every kid
everybody's
has a
lives are on
TV
a
in their
screen.
hand, right? Like, yeah,
Everybody's
everything's
lives are on a
on
screen.
demand. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and everyone's in the kind of world where they want to know what the hell's going on everywhere else. I want to know
And I
what
think even when I think about like TV shows back then, when you talked about, like daytime drama, soap operas, and then you get like the evening sitcoms or whatever, all these like genres of shows based on this normalcy of like people get home from work 6ish, have dinner around 7, 8, and then you have like, after the kids go to bed, then you have the late night shows around 10 or 11 or later.
yep, prime
Because
time and
yeah,
then up. Yeah.
even TV was trying, or like television was trying to cater to this norm that we created. I guess the norm is still based on a work schedule, right? Like the 9 to 5. Why is it 9 to 5? Like the function of
Yeah.
the
I
world at
mean,
9 to 5.
it's always been a 9 to 5. I guess early to bed. Early to rise, get work done, enjoy your afternoon while there's still daylight.
Yeah.
Typically, a lot of things are work around daylight. You tend to function more. More people are out and about in the daylight. So, but again,
Well,
obviously things are a little bit different right now. I mean, the whole
I
thing about the whole thing about that's why they did the time shifting, which they're trying to get away from now, right?
a daylight
Yeah,
savings, you mean?
like daylight savings. Yeah, right. That was traditionally there to try to harness all that sunlight for the farmers and the
For
miners and
farmers,
all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
So
unnecessary
and
now. Like
it's unnecessary now, technically. Yeah.
I was
But in
checking.
order for everyone to do that, they have
Yeah.
to change everybody's time zones, right? Because business is done on that same time zone.
No, but what I'm saying, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I looked at like time zones, let's say, like Eastern time zone goes straight down. So we are spring forward, but like all of South America doesn't do that. And there are places that are actually further east from us that are an hour behind us. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like the next time zone over, which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's
There's
like,
a lot of different things, right? Again, that has to do with the tilt on the Earth, right? And the different hemispheres of the
well, yeah,
light.
but you still your time zone still is I think more so is mainly based on your longitudinal like those sections. I just looked it up on Google, and it says the modern 9 to 5 8-hour workday was invented by American labor unions in the 1800s and went mainstream by Henry Ford in the 1920s. Workers today are still prepared to accept the same shifts because we have become so accustomed to it. That's like, but it's like it's so I don't know.
Huge
I
in
don't
the
know.
20s, but then corrupted in the 30s. All those labor unions and the mafias. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the school system very much follows the professional system, right? But
yeah, I mean, obviously, I think there's an inherent thing that daylight is better, daylight is safer.
I wonder if there's an intellectual like aspect to it. Like, do humans?
I think so.
Better in daylight. Let's
because the sun, man, the sun does a lot of things for this planet and animals. So why wouldn't it? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming that too. But why is it that we're all night owls then? Why do we thrive?
I think it's technology.
When it's late.
Technology. I think technology is the one thing that's definitely made us night owls because, well, you can still do a lot of things if you don't feel you're tired. Have you ever noticed?
No, but, yeah, okay.
Have you ever noticed that I've been doing this a lot lately when I want to try to get to sleep is that number one, I'll turn the TV off and then I'll listen to a podcast. That will help me actually fall asleep really quick. Like I could set my timer on the podcast for like, let's say 90 minutes. And I know I don't hit that 90 minutes because I'm out cold by the time it doesn't stop and I'm still awake. So that's what I really want to go to bed is just tune everything out.
So your eyes are closed during the podcast?
Yes, and then I'm listening to like French podcasts or something like that. Just because I'm thinking in my head like I'm learning how to speak French and with these podcasts and stuff like that. So it makes me fall asleep when your eyes are closed and you're just like thinking. It's like an ASMR, I guess. What's it called?
Right.
What is it called?
That's something else.
No. Yeah,
ASMR.
ASMR.
Autonomous sensory meridian responsing.
Yeah. But I find that if you're distracted in, it could be 3 a.m. and we're still looking at a screen. That's not going to make you tired.
Well, yes. There's something, definitely to do with sunlight or light with those wavelengths and our brain thinking that it's time for sleep or not. So, I mean, obviously that's what all these devices now that offer blue light filter, right?
Yeah.
Although I don't even think that works so great.
Dark mode. We got dark mode now, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but dark mode
and you're up for another couple hours looking at shit on the internet, and
yeah,
like everything is all gravitated to everything's gravitated to keep your eyes on the screen. Like you notice that, right? Everything's just on the screen. Yeah, it's like we got dark mode for this, dark mode for Google. People complain that they hated the white screen on Google. Now you got dark mode on your devices. So people want you on those screens for some kind of analytics and some kind of marketing. Who knows? I don't know. But they're collecting all this stuff, I think.
Advertising, probably.
Oh, for sure.
That's the end goal.
Dark mode, I think, is strictly because of eye fatigue, right? Like,
oh, for sure.
Like, if you're more likely, there's probably studies, you're more likely to read an article longer in dark mode than you are in normal
100%.
like light mode,
unless
right?
you turn on all the lights in your room.
Yeah, I guess. But even that will tire out your eyes too, because, well, then again, your pupils would just like
they won't have to be so dilated, right? But that's what I'm saying. There's just I think for adults we definitely don't need as much sleep. Like that's I think that's some common knowledge. We don't need 8 hours, even though 8 hours is great, right? I can't remember the last time I get 8 hours once in a while.
Yeah.
But by nature,
Could probably function optimally with like 6.
You know what,
yes.
though?
Oh yeah, 5 or 6 hours.
Oh,
it's
apparently
pretty good
4
for me.
is minimum.
I do
but
4
you
a
need
lot.
like you'll need like a nap or something during the day. Some
During the day, yeah.
polyphasic thing.
Yeah, apparently that's what a lot of the ancient cultures used to do. They would sleep like very minimally and then have like an afternoon siesta or whatever.
Siesta, right? Yo, those Latinos, man. Like
I had a
Mexican
teacher
afternoon naps.
in high school, and he would take a nap 15 minutes every 2 hours, and then when you get home, all you need is 3. And so you
Yeah.
got this like you
Warren
got this
did
4 or
that
5 hours already out during the day.
Yeah, one of the guys of this group, like Warren, did polyphasic for I'm gonna say a considerable amount of time, and he made it work too. But those naps are critical during the day though, and it's like if you miss it or if you mistime it, it's
Yeah.
really sensitive and it
Throws you
can
off.
screw you over. Yeah. So that's what's difficult, like timing the nap part. And it's like, and you can't go over 45 minutes or something like that. Like if you break the 45-minute, you're like, like fuck you over. REM.
If you work remotely, that's probably like not a bad way to operate. Like if you work at home and shit, you're going into
Probably
the
seeing that a lot more now.
Yeah. If you're going into the office, maybe not so much.
Well, that's the thing I think too, right? Is like, especially now, if you leave your house, you're more inclined to do shit that is more likely productive a lot of the times. But right now, it's tough to even do anything because if you're at home right now working, a lot of distractions. I prefer to be out and about doing stuff for sure. I don't like to study at home. I don't like to do any work at home.
That's true. That's true.
If I could get to the office, I was supposed to go to the office today, but my client canceled because, well, she had to go to, out of town for business. I'm like, all right, so fuck, I guess I'm home now watching computers and shit. So, doing no production. I think you get a lot of stuff done if you're out and about, and a lot of stuff is done during the daytime. Just because, like you said, it's ingrained in our head. It's the cycle we're in.
Yep.
Okay, so
Like how many people do business at night?
Well, that's the thing though. Business at night, but are your clients in across the world? So is it their daytime? Like now we're so international.
A lot of people don't do international. I don't think a lot of people per se do a lot of international business. Well, I mean, that's a very select few.
I think it is growing, but the function of it, like look at every streamer, look at any entrepreneurial type of contract
some kind
streamer,
of
right?
Globalization, right?
Yeah. They go on whenever it helps them to go on, and then their demographic is truly based on like who's willing to tune in at what time. Like they could be tuning in at night over there on the other side of the world, or they could be tuning in during the day while they're working. Like I know the streamers I watch, they play COD. Like these guys log on to COD at like 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning, and they'll go on till like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. for some reason.
And they get
paid? That's their day.
Works.
Well, they get tips, right? Like that's they don't have a salary from the platform. The platform just gives them some
kind of revenue stream.
Yeah, and then they take a portion. They take a portion of what your viewers are giving you, and the viewers just voluntarily give you money. Like they just tip.
That doesn't happen here in Canada, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You could.
For Twitch, right?
Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, you could do it.
I didn't think you could make money on YouTube here in Canada. Or
hard.
You mean through the YouTube platform?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so we are billed as they're an American company.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm Canadian and I have a Canadian account, and I do have a revenue stream from YouTube as well. It's based on ad viewership on the videos, and that works the same thing with live. If you have a lot of people tuned in for your live show and you have ads running, then yeah, you get revenue on that too.
I'll learn more about this stuff.
So I thought to look up, because we were talking about dark mode and like screen time and daylight, and I looked up pupillary response. And whereas I thought, is first of all, weed. Is weed a depressant or what's the other one? it's a relaxant.
Yeah, like it's supposed to mellow you down.
Okay, so but psychedelics like hallucinogenic drugs and stuff,
Oh yeah, no, that's a fun time.
they're stimulants, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay, because I'm thinking about when our pupils dilate. I know our pupils dilate also when you
Molly.
take weed. They don't dilate when you have um alcohol.
Caffeine?
Alcohol is a depressant relaxant too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, alcohol is a depressant and weed is opposite. Okay, so from based on the website here, stimulant drugs cause the pupil to dilate. So dilate is when the pupil gets big and more light
Yep.
gets in.
More absorption of light. That's how the cops do the eye test, right? They can just look at you. Like,
Right, so
that's
if
why they
that's a
shine the light in your eye.
So what I'm saying, if dilation is a response of a stimulus, doesn't that mean it will be you're more tired when your pupils are dilated? You'd be you like, you know what I mean? Because not more tired. Sorry. Does it take strength? Like, does it take energy to keep your pupils dilated versus the opposite?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's a good question.
Like
The way I've
when
always
your
thought
eyes
about
are,
it is
do you
that-
guys get tired eyes when you guys like, I don't know if you guys smoke weed often, but or when you have weed, you know, do your eyes get tired?
this,
I know
is
my
this-
eyes
is
feel
this-
tired
Is this a
when I'm
clean,
looking at
is
a
this a clean
screen.
show? Like, what's the rules here?
No, you can say whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay,
As
so
long
when I
as
used to
it's
party
there's
really,
terms.
yeah, when I used to party really hard, and I'm talking hard. Well, you knew about some of my stories, right?
I did
Party
not
going
know.
to raves. Oh, you
Oh
know
yeah,
me,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah,
rave-
yeah,
Yeah, as a raver,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
trust
The
me,
pacifier
all kinds
stuff.
of
Yeah,
sti-
yeah, I got.
yeah, all kinds of stimulants around. And but the one thing I noticed about that is that yes, it did dilate your eyes, but then it also gave you that euphoric effect too, because now you're pulling in all kinds of sorts of lights in those kinds of scenes, right? And it's like strobe lights and blah blah blah. So it could be that kind of a different effect too, depending on where you are.
Mm.
Because those
Okay,
kind
sorry.
of those kind of flashes probably do some kind of stimulation to your brain because you're
Okay, so yeah, chat. Mike just said in chat that it's involuntary. Our eyes do it automatically. So if it's a matter of just if we're looking at a bright screen and our pupils shrink, if it's involuntary, then why do we still get tired? Like, is it our retinas? I guess our retinas get tired. I don't know. Photoreceptors? Maybe just too much. Trying to think about when our eyes get tired. Because I'm thinking this. Night owls, right? So our problem is we're on the computer, we're on our phones too long. We take it to bed. I know other people who also take their phones to bed and it screws them over, right? It screws me every night. And for some reason I can't seem to break the habit. It's
they
an
say
addiction now.
leave your phone in the hallway or leave it in the kitchen, leave it in the living room or bed.
Yeah,
you know, that's
it has to be a walking distance away. Like you can't reach
Oh,
it
yeah.
from a lying position.
not
And
to reach it in your, like, oh, there it is, and I can crawl there and grab it. None of that. No, it's got to be out of the room.
yeah, there are still muscles in your eyes. Chat just said too. So yeah, so I wonder if our muscles are like working. I guess they're working to keep the eyes open. But I mean, it can't be that much energy, like, holding a smile versus a frown or whatever. But like a blink
Oh,
is
yeah,
kind of.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, that's
Your
obviously
eyes,
got to be some kind of auto response from the brain, right? Based
Yeah.
on, I guess, certain type of dopamine levels or whatever, hormone, some kind of thing. Is that when
Okay,
you
here's a
need to go to
question.
bed?
How far is your phone from you guys when you sleep?
Right beside me.
Right beside
It's on my pillow. Like I don't
Yeah, it's
even
right
want.
beside me. I'm
I don't
listening-
even
I'm
want to
listening
reach
podcasts
to
or
my
something.
side table, man. I was just like,
Sometimes
it's right
I'm watching videos or watching the Pornhub or something. I don't know. Fuck.
here. I just wonder though, like, I start to worry if it's on my pillow about like radiation. Like, is there like,
Well, you know what? They've been talking about that, but we've been saying about microwaves like 30 years ago, and we don't seem too concerned. So,
well, they still tell you to not to like stand close to a microwave when it's on, like to like
yeah,
look at it.
but I'm sure they've gone to so many kinds of tests because that they all know that obviously that phone is going to be in your ear, and
Well,
I
yeah.
It's
mean,
hot.
maybe
It's hot.
maybe we won't
in,
know
like,
for
your
30 years,
pocket.
but then like, but let's put it this way: if they told you that if you use this device and then maybe in 30 years you might get some kind of cancer, are you not going to not use that phone? No, you're probably going to use that phone,
I'm probably. Oh,
right?
I guess they haven't studied that so much.
No, not so much. I don't know if there's enough conclusive data. Like, is it possible? Yeah, 100%. But
there's waves going on all over. Like, there's, even if we're not using our phones, there's like radio waves and like microwaves and ultrasonic. All those waves going around anyway. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you have your visible spectrum, which is very small, but then on the other side you have your UV and your, your
infrared and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Infrared is from up there where all waves everywhere, man. Earth is radiating waves, everything.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out if this 9 to 5 custom with like school too, like students going to class all tired because they're up late studying and like reading stuff, or I wonder, do you like, one of the questions that I see a lot in surveys is, do you think we'd be more productive on a 4-day week, 3-day weekend, 4-day work week?
Didn't someone just pull that
weekend?
off? Doesn't Sweden do that or something like that?
Really?
There's a country now that does a 4-day week, and it's working for them. Yeah, I was just actually discussing that with some of my classmates.
That would be ideal, man.
I think so too.
I think we can get a lot of shit done in 4 days.
What?
And I'll work extended hours on a 4-day week. I don't give a shit.
Yo, did you also hear about like? No, but did you also hear like a shorter work day?
Oh,
like rather than 8 hours.
Happy with that too.
Because apparently people are so accustomed to that 8-hour day that last hour they slack off, or they go slower throughout the day because they have an extra hour to finish, and then they're just less efficient. But you can finish the same amount of work with less hours and get it. I mean, salary you get paid the same.
It's gonna be that slack period, no matter what. Just depends, right? Let's put it this way: ever have when you were in school, you had to write up a report or hand in a final lab, but you had a week to do it? Yeah, a lot of people will wait till the last 2 days.
Procrastination,
procrastination, right? So, some professors are like, you know what? Even if we give you 5 days or 6 days, a lot of you will start doing it. So we'll just put the pressure on you right now. We'll do it in 4 days. Because you're all going to do it 2 days before anyway. It doesn't really matter. So it depends. But the 4-day week one has always been discussed for sure. I think it's always been on a platform at some point in time and everywhere. Work a 4-day week.
Well,
let me look it up right now.
That's what's weird with me. Like, obviously, I do not have a normal schedule at all. Like,
me neither.
I'm conscious. Well, you still have portions of your. Oh, actually, no, not anymore, right? You don't have shift at all, right? No shifts.
I was
just self-employed. I've been
self-employed now for 17 years. Yeah, so.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah. So that's how. Same here. Like, I don't have a schedule. I used to when I went to go regularly 3 days a week at a studio, but even with that, like, I felt like I was still more efficient. I kind of feel like I always have to be on when I'm awake, and it's just whether or not I'm going to choose to go to work mode or not. Like, I can probably waste a lot of time when I'm not in work mode, but then when a task is in front of me, the efficiency kicks in, and then it was just like, okay, go get this done by this time. Deadlines, I work on deadlines, and when the project is there, either I want to get it done right away so that I have more time to do other projects. Yeah, I hardly ever leave anything last minute now that I'm self-employed without a routine. Everything is like, I got a new job, let's finish the job so I can get paid. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Here we go.
The sooner I can finish the job, I get paid. So the salary model it's not even the 5-day work week or whatever, but the salary model itself, even if you reduce to 4 days, is that really... I
do it for the salary.
Well, yeah, obviously you get paid the same amount, but you have less hours. But do you think you'd actually still work better in the 4 days? Because you're getting salary, like... You're getting salary. Like, is your pace really going to
right on the job? Yeah. I guess it depends. I mean, obviously, there's going to always be a few people that are waste cases, but you get rid of them anyway.
Well, yeah.
See, it says here, German, Denmark, Norway, and Netherlands, besides Google and Amazon and Deloitte, have implemented a 4-day work week. And the results are pretty good. In the UK,
are the hours longer?
In the UK, they only work 37.5 hours a week. in the rib.
37.5. Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, if that's not this, I guess that's the same if you exclude lunches and shit. But I
Does
don't
that
know.
count?
But
Yeah, does that count lunch and breaks?
yeah, that's what
'Cause
I'm
I
trying to
think
figure out.
legally you need like a 2:15s and like a half hour,
Yeah,
45
in
minutes, right?
Canada, or
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
sure there's other places around the world that don't have that stuff. Like, I mean, I'm sure China don't,
Yeah,
or Philippines or
12-hour
whatever.
workday
So
every day.
yeah, working for pennies. So who knows? But a 4-day week, a work week, has been definitely discussed. Or check this out. Imagine, I'd even be happy with this. Like, not necessarily 4 days on, 3 days off, but imagine working 2 days break and then fucking 2 days or something like that.
You'd like
That'd be
that?
cool, right?
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't like that. No.
I'd like the break in the middle. But then you would get, no, you know what? Then you can't get shit done because you'll fucking blow off before and after. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a good idea.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on your type of work. Let's say
Yeah.
I like if I had 4 weddings in a row, I don't think I could survive 4 weddings a row, like on a regular basis. So if it was like a big day, like a big project, yeah, two and maybe 1 off, 2 and 1 off or something like that. Luckily, most of my stuff is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I could at
Yeah.
most get a triple header. At
Like
most.
you're working when other people
Yeah.
are not working.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Yeah.
like me. That's my business, right? Rarely do I have to see
So,
people
yeah.
when it's their time off.
Okay. So now I know you and me are purely contract, like results based. Dej,
Yep.
you have both, right?
Yeah, I work a regular.
So you have a salary and a contract type, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Freelance.
cater to one over the other?
Well, yeah, definitely my regular 9 to 5 because it's like
Because it pays way
guaranteed.
more.
Steady.
Yeah.
There's benefits and shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Papers.
So, but despite that, so do you have a daily routine Monday, Friday?
Basically, I mean, it's like wake up, go to work,
10 to 6, 9 to
lunch
5,
break, 9 to 4, 8 to 4 usually, 9 to 5.
8 to
sometimes.
4. So what time do you wake up? 7? 6:30?
Yeah, sometimes I
8
wake
to
up at
4,
8.
so wake up at 7.
Well, because like it's a managerial position, so it's like I just have to do 8 hours, so I just get to work whenever between like the
Okay.
hours of 8 and 9. Yeah,
8 to
so I
4.
can get
Yeah,
up
I
from
see.
7 to 8 to 6. Depends on what I do the night before.
Right. Yeah. If we're playing Rebirth up until 2, 3 a.m., right?
Probably getting up at 8.
Yeah, that's what's great. See, the 8 to 4, when I see streamers, they'll stream for 8 to 4, sometimes longer, or even earlier, 7 to 3, 6 to 2, just, I don't know, depending on whatever tournament they have that day. But they go nonstop.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
but if you think about the lobbies, right? Even if like Call of Duty streams, there's so much waiting before every game.
Yeah.
Then again,
I
that's
mean,
when
that kinda,
they take the
like-
time to talk to their chat, though. That's when they like go and they read the chat and they like thank everybody for following and tipping and all that stuff. So I guess
When you're
that's part of
talking
the
about
job.
the streamers, right? Yeah, like that's kind of like there's no barriers to entry in that kind of, I guess, industry you want to call it, right? So I'm sure anyone can try it.
Anyone
the
can try it
percent-
for sure.
Yeah,
Anyone
and
can try it.
the percent that you're watching is probably the 1 or 2% amongst the millions that can't do it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Once I look at Twitch and sometimes I just click on COD
that's just like anything, right? It's just like
and
who
I
wants to be a
sort
professional
and
athlete.
it's
Yeah.
oh
That's what people don't
Wow.
understand is that the reality to make money in almost anything, you're one of the select few, right? You have to be part of that very small percentage because a lot of people will try,
right.
but you can't make it. It's just like my business, real estate, 80% turnover within the first 2 years because it gets too expensive. But hell, anyone can try because they'll take your money.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure with this whole social media stuff, I'm sure there's a ton, millions upon millions around the world that are trying to do exactly about the people who they watch, for sure.
Yeah.
It's only the select few, like these. And I don't blame. Do I hate some of these people that are these, social influencers? Hell yeah, they bug the shit out of me. But I don't blame them for trying to make money and marketing themselves, like that Jake Paul guy. I think he's a goofball.
Yeah.
But if I would be in his shoes, I'll fucking do it.
Hold
right?
on. Yo, Tom, were you nursing before? I forget.
Oh yeah, I did a year of that. Yeah.
You did a year nurse. Okay, so Deji, you were a nurse before too, right? Before
No,
manager.
currently
No, but
still.
now
Yeah,
I mean
like
like on the, I don't know what you call it, on the
School.
floor.
floor
Is that what they
level.
call
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
On
yeah.
the floor level. Okay. So why do they do shift work? Like what is there like
Um,
a
It's got to be some kind
efficiency
of labor thing.
basis?
I don't know. Yeah.
it's one. It's like it just works better as far as patient. They call it the transfer of accountability.
Okay.
So like when one shift comes in, it's like you have to pass all the information about whatever patients they have to the next shift, and that has to
So
be
it's less
done like
transfers.
it has to be
Yeah.
done very
Less.
efficiently. So if like the day shift has their 8 hours, they can all like collectively now pass that on to the evening shift. So it's just better for patient care. And yeah, it's like a labor thing too, because there's a whole bunch of unions involved. There's like the entire nurses association. So
It
your
also depends on what floor you're on too.
that's true, because some people do the 12 hours,
Yeah,
and some
like the
people do the
ICU
8 hours.
nurses, they're on there
Yeah,
for 12
yeah,
or palliative care.
yeah.
Where in
That's what I meant. Yeah.
emergency, right? Yeah, in emergency they do 8-hour shifts there because you
So
just see
why?
different people, never see them again.
Oh, you
I
don't
don't
need to
know.
transfer. You don't need to transfer
Yeah,
that
because yeah,
info.
there's people coming in and out, then they place them
Yeah.
somewhere. Where I have friends and
Okay.
updated nurses, like people in palliative care or ICU or post-op.
Yeah.
That's more. They really do patient care, and I don't know if this is just my opinion on it or you get is that they do the 12s because some of these nurses will do their 2 days, 2 nights, and they're off for 5 days because that's how
Yeah,
stressful it is, right?
that's too. That too.
Right? They deserve those 5 days because you're dealing with, and especially now, I have a friend who works at University Hospital, and
Mhm.
she's the only nurse dealing with a quad of 4 patients that have totally all different symptoms and stuff like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, and you got to
Okay.
deal with the family. They need their
Yep.
breaks. They need their, like I get that families definitely always
Okay.
gonna hound the nurse because they're the ones there. Like the doctor's never really there, right?
So
But
yeah, chat just said, Sharon just said some people do 8 hours and 5 work days, and I guess we kind of touched on that based on if it's the transfer of information. I guess it's more like
yeah,
short term type of patients
yeah,
versus long
I
term
think
care.
yeah.
It doesn't. Well, either or. Like there still needs to be that transfer of like
There always has to be
accountability.
like the charting stuff, but I'm sure maybe some hospitals are different. Like I mean, but in
But I'm
London,
just
every
trying to
nurse I've
understand,
known, yeah,
if it's a transfer thing, I get the 12 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day, so you only have to transfer once from one nurse to the next, right? Like the transfer makes sense. But if you have more shifts, 8 hours, I think you're shortening the coverage. You have to do more transfers. So
Well, that's no.
why?
It's not the sole factor as to why that it's split up into 8 and 12 hours. It's just an element of it. Like another angle you could look at is if you have the same nurse for 12 hours, that means you're getting consistent care for the majority
Yeah,
of the day.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's like
constant patient. You know the people,
continuity.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
and the family likes that too. I've
But what
always
about
heard.
in terms of performance? Was there some sort of like evaluation to see if like a new nurse comes in? How do you determine whether or not, this nurse is better at 8 hours versus 12, or is it purely based on like the requirement of the patient?
Well, wherever you're getting employed, they already have that system in place. So it's not really dependent on what type of nurse you're hiring. It's like
Mhm.
if you work
Yeah,
in a hospital, most likely you're going to be doing 12-hour shifts. If you work in long-term care or like in emerge, even in emerge, they have 12-hour shifts. So if you work in long-term care, you're probably doing 8. So like whoever you're hiring is going to be doing 8 hours. If you're in the hospital, whoever you're hiring is doing 12. Unless you're maybe in like housekeeping or something or
what
maintenance,
about
you know?
yeah, like
But
Then
even
yeah.
doctors though, are all doctors 12?
No,
I don't
doctors,
know.
you're on call for however the
No,
fuck long you're
you
on.
just
Yo,
got
you're
the
on call for
pages on them,
days.
man. They only show up when they have to, man. The nurses do all the shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Doctors
wait,
are
They
so
only
just
show
the
up when they have an
they're in their
appointment.
another
so
world.
doctors are kind of like performance based too, like short term contracts. Like something needs to be done, they get scheduled in to do that thing, and it's performance based.
Well,
It's not more
only if they're
time.
needed. No, I think it's on. Yeah, depends on the
Well,
specialty.
yeah,
of the
when
doctor,
they're
but,
needed, right? Yeah, but
like the
they get
doctor
salary
never
too,
chills.
right?
Doctors don't chill out at the hospital.
But doctors get salary, yeah? Or do they
I
bill
believe so.
per
Oh no, they
think
get a
that's very
salary
fair.
because it's not privatized here in Canada, so they get they get some sort of salary from the government of whatever it is, but that's based on a lot of things. But yeah, like you rarely see doctors unless they're performing something right there and then. That's the only time I hear about. You don't see doctors walking the halls, not like on TV. That never
Yeah.
happens. I swear
Yeah,
to
I
God,
never see them.
You
I never see them in
doctors
hospitals, man.
No, this ain't Chicago Hope and friggin' McDreamy and shit. They're never around. They're never
McDreamy.
around. Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sharon
they're
in
never
chat
around.
just said every hospital's different, but her unit RPNs only do 8 if you're part time, and all RNs
Yeah, that makes sense.
do 12.
RPNs, yeah.
And
And
you
you
think
probably
that's
only
weird.
have like
Why is that
one
weird?
RPN, and then you have like the rest are RPNs, right? Because you need one to administer the drugs. But from what I hear now, RPNs are learning to administer drugs now.
What's
even,
RPN versus RN? Registered nurse versus what?
Registered
registered
practical.
practical.
Practical? What is that?
Basically, it's just
Like
once the difference is administration of drugs. That was at least that's what it used to be. They can't do intravenous. They can't do all that stuff. But I heard they're training these RPNs now to do it.
Yeah, it
Right.
says no all
Like they can't do
RPNs give
IVs,
meds.
no IVs, all that stuff.
Oh,
That's
Is
the
it
main
like the
difference.
difference? Is it between the difference between like a something technician versus something technologist or something?
Yeah, to some degree,
Something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
It's just the
like
levels
an
of training. Like RPN is 2 years.
Anesthetist versus anesthesiologist, right? That's what
Anesthesiologists are the
cardiologist
heavy
versus
duties.
oh,
Well, I don't
heavy
think there's
duties.
another one.
I thought it was anesthetist. I don't know.
And anesthesiologists are like one of the most important, man. They got to make sure you're asleep and they wake you up.
RNs,
Yeah.
RNs have like more clinical training because we go through 4 years and RPNs go through 2. So we're able to work in like more critical areas like the ICUs and the, the fucking cardiac and stuff like that.
Think about it as like a
okay,
PSW,
okay.
like a PSW
And they get paid
with
more.
a little bit more.
They get
Yeah,
paid
a little
more.
bit more.
And RN gonna get might pay
That's
more
why they
because there's
bridged
more
the
risk.
programs, right? Before
Yeah.
when I did it, it was a 3-year program just like college, and it was the same program. Well,
It's like a liability level thing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So
Like,
yeah,
nurses
okay.
now have to be all bachelors of arts, right? Bachelor of science. Where like 10 years ago, you didn't have to.
So I guess in that profession, it's assumed that if you graduate, you are meeting that criteria, at least the minimum criteria of this performance level, right?
Oh yeah,
Like you
especially if
are
you're right there.
like you're going to nursing school, and would you say during school it was more of like a daytime commitment? Like, you go to class during the day, you study at night, but your sleep was your sleep the same as when you
No.
became a nurse?
When I went to nursing, I did night placement in the middle of the week, and we rotated.
Okay.
And I would do nights, and then I'd do next week days and stuff like that. But that program, that setup is gone now, right? Because now everything is 4 years. But
Yes. So
see,
when
I did it.
Sure, go ahead.
No, yes. I was gonna say like that's why they bridged them now. That's why you can still go to, let's say, Fairchild, do 2 years there, then you have to do your remaining 2 years at Western now or something like that. Because before they were hiring more of the college-based advanced diploma nurses because paid them less, that's for sure. But they had more hands-on training right out the gate. Because in university, they didn't do their placement till their 4th year, where the colleges did it starting first year, every semester.
Okay.
It's a big difference.
What were you gonna say, Dej?
As far as like to your question, yeah, you have like regular day classes, and then you will have like your placements where they put you in the clinical setting for like a day shift or a night shift or whatever. So it's like a bit of both, you know.
Now we're talking about, okay, we're all night owls here, although we all have said that we kind of know some early bird type people, right?
Oh yeah.
Would you say
for
that those
sure.
early bird type people aren't
Piss me
very
off.
into technology? Would you
No,
say?
no. I mean, some of these people have wives and girlfriends, so they could go to
Yeah.
sleep, where I don't. So it's harder for me to go to sleep. So I don't
Oh.
know. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh,
Well,
just me.
unless the partner also might have that.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, I
it's on
think that
dependent
the
on that
daytime
person's lifestyle
people,
too. Yeah.
I think the daytime people are just as in tune with technology, that's for sure. Like
Yeah.
all my friends have a lot of the same stuff I do. Like, I mean, they may not play these video games as much as I do, but
Oh,
That's what I
cool.
mean though. Like if they are
yeah,
less dependent on the entertainment factor of technology, you know, then they wouldn't bring it to bed and they would be totally cool with remaining,
this might be a dumb question, but I find that if you're single and don't have anyone in bed with you, the phone comes with you. If you're sleeping with someone in that bed, you're not on the fucking phone,
that yeah, I can
right?
relate
Like, I
to
mean,
that a few times. Yeah.
if I had a girlfriend and she's on the phone all the time, I would seem like, why are you fucking always on
Like,
on the
fam,
phone?
put your fucking phone down.
Yeah, I'd be like, who the
Right,
fuck are you
right.
talking to? Yeah,
Even at the
right. Like, I
dinner,
mean, isn't that the
even while you're
scenario?
eating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yes. If you're single, then of course the phone's in your bed. But I find it when people are in relationships, especially if they live together, not necessarily married, but live together, common law, whatever. The phone is not a usual thing in the bed. Otherwise, A, you have problems, or two, I find that's another factor too when with some of my friends, because like I know who's got the phones in their beds for sure. It's all my single friends.
Okay,
I could
but
chat with them right now.
at work, when you're with a client, or Deji, when you're in the office, if a message or something comes in on your phone, you don't answer all of your messages
no.
instantly, do you? Like,
Hell no.
No,
right.
no.
Shit from
I
like
get my-
5
I get
days
my
ago,
shit
I
done
still
right
have to
there.
open.
It
Okay.
depends, right? I'll apologize. Say, look, I'm waiting for a message. I'm gonna check this. Yeah, but typically, if it's important, it's usually a phone call in my world. I'll always answer a phone call because phone calls are different than texts and beeps on a phone. They're not too important, beeps on a phone in my world. If it's a beep on a phone, I don't really care. I don't have to respond to it right away. If it's a phone call, then calling is pretty serious. It's more serious. I take that.
I find
More
though
hard.
that calling also is very much dependent on the client if they're like old school and they
Exactly.
like I would rather not have to deal with a phone call, because
Really?
I like
Oh.
things. Well, I like when things are written and documented. Like if I have to go through details and someone's gonna give me, like, let's say an itinerary or like a shot list or something that I need to cover, I want that written so that I can refer to it later. Having it in a phone call, like,
the phone call is just
it's redundant.
What you're doing. I do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of contract stuff too, right? But
Yeah.
a phone call, you get a lot of shit. In my opinion, you get a lot of shit done in a phone call because number one, you understand tone, you understand what people are moods in, and
Right.
urgency, all kinds of stuff, right? How many people get into fights because of a text because you forgot to put an exclamation point, or you put, like all kinds of stuff.
You don't
like
put the
that.
right emoji, right? Yeah, or
Exactly. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You can get a lot done in business. A 5-minute phone call is a lot better than a 50 back and forth text for an hour.
No, but I feel like I can get, if there's a request, you can send me one sentence, I can get that sentence done, versus the call that you're like, how's it going? Like, you don't have to ask me. Even when people call me too, I'm just like, what's up? Like, what do you need?
Yeah, just say, yo.
Not like, yeah.
You have to establish that relationship because obviously you just can't text people in business. Like, if you're both okay with it, then it happens. Because of course I text clients back and forth, but always. In the
it depends on the client. You have to
like formal,
You got to qualify them, see what they're cool with, and then you can see what you can get away with. Yeah. Like I have clients now, repeat clients, who will like Facebook Messenger me at like 10, 11 p.m. about like, and I would answer at like midnight, 11:30, and they can just read it whenever they want to read it. Like,
I just had one last night. I sold her a house 10 years ago. She Facebook messaged me, and I said sure, but we're friends too. So like, I mean, it depends on the relationship too. But if it's someone I've never met, I'll treat them professionally.
I have also other repeat clients. They're like, don't send me anything work related via private message. Like, email me, and so I'll answer it during work hours. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if it comes in, you don't have to answer me when I send it. But I get it. Like, there's this like protocol for certain clients that
Yeah.
I don't know. I've grown very
I,
accustomed to this. Like, whenever, like, I'll
well,
send
that's
it
the whole thing.
when the information comes in because that's when it's important. That's when you remember it. You send it, and then they'll answer it when they get to answer it. Like, there's no
Exactly.
there's no
There's no time limit on there
etiquette.
unless
There's no
it's irrevocable at a certain time.
yeah. I
But
feel like there's no etiquette, and there doesn't need to be etiquette with like direct messaging, at least in timing wise. Obviously, the way you
there
write it,
can't be. No,
the
that's what I'm
punctuation,
saying.
and like
Phone
emojis.
call is
Yes.
more. Yeah, phone call is more. It's more direct. There's a little bit more urgency in a phone call because someone really wants to talk to you. I know people now bank their thing like, "Hey, I sent you a text. Hello, hello." Like no, like I know people like
Yeah.
that too, right? Hello, it's only been 10 minutes. What the hell? All you're
If
asking
I'm
is, "Hey."
if
I
I'm
don't know what
getting an
you're talking
inquiry,
about.
inquiry comes in through like private message, and then I get to a point where it looks like this inquiry is now proceeding forward to like a contract or at least like something formal, then I'm like, okay, can you send me an email, or I'll start a new email thread, and then I'll copy and paste everything that was in the conversation, so at least I have a record of everything that was
Like these
said and
are
then
new
contractual
leads,
basis and
new
stuff.
leads that
Yeah.
you're converting.
No, whether it be like repeat clients just wanting
Oh,
another photo
okay.
shoot for
Yeah, yeah,
some
for sure. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like when it's a new lead that I'm trying to convert into a client, because I get a lot of messages and stuff like that. And obviously some of them are fucking fake too. You know, like, hey, I saw your listing and you know, and it's some a text from a random number. I'm like, yeah, okay, you know. But usually what I usually do is I always deviate. You know, that I got to get that face to face because I'll see how serious you are if you want to sit down with me, even for half an hour. Because again,
Right.
I get paid by the I don't get paid by the hour. I don't get I trade time for money. So if I always say
Mm.
someone messaged me like or something like that, I said, well, sure, there's some things I could do to help you. You know, I'll say right away is like, when's the best time for me to call you right now so we can discuss what it is you're looking for. So I'll get a
Mm.
number sometimes, and then if I can get that, then I'll be like, well, why don't we sit down? And then that's when I know I could judge how serious. If nobody wants to sit down with me, then how serious they can be in business, especially if I got to get them signed to a contract. So
Okay. And in your line of work now, do you think the whole early bird night owl is even a factor at all between you as a client versus you as like the employee?
well, there are times where I gotta make sure that I'm awake because I know a certain client will message me, and if I don't respond for 3 hours because I'm fucking still sleeping till 2 p.m., that's not good,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's that. Oh yeah, like
Time
you gotta know
sensitive
your
stuff.
client too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
like even though it's not important, but if they'll message and ask me a question, but I don't respond because I won't wake up till after 12,
Y-
that might annoy
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
right? Because they're up at 7 and they got a question at 8 a.m. and then I don't answer for hours. I mean,
Yeah.
they know that I'm not going to be up at 8, but if I don't respond even by 10, 11, they're like, what the fuck's this guy doing?
Do you find you have to
So,
pretend sometimes that you've been up? I have to do that.
yeah,
Oh, I just
for
saw
sure.
this.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, sometimes I'll have my phone in silent, but if I know that I'm expecting something, I'll turn it on and loud just so I can at least hear the text. And it's like, hey, what you doing? Oh, you sound tired. Yeah, I've been working out. All kinds of stuff.
I'm still in bed.
Yeah.
Deji, what
Still
did
in
you
bed,
just say?
trying to get up.
You just saw something?
What?
You said
Right
something
back.
just now. Like you just saw something. Anyway.
Forgot.
Okay. Okay. I was saying about early bird
Oh no,
reliance on
like
technology.
no, I meant like I meant like when like the opposite of that, like when people like your text like 3 hours before,
Hours. Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
I just
like
saw this.
hit you. Yo, I just saw this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone made a someone made a joke on Twitter. They were like, "Yo, if she stops texting you at 7, starts texting you at 2 p.m. Like, yo, just go kill yourself.
Go get her some.
Go kill yourself. Like, if she stops texting you at like 7 p.m. and then at 2
Yeah.
p.m. the next day, she's like, "Oh, yo, I slept early." That's like, yeah, man, just go kill yourself, bro. She's getting her back blown out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways,
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. When I think about the again, right now we're all speaking in terms of like the night owl side where we can totally function, not even just function, but I feel like we can thrive. I thrive probably around 2 in the morning where I can get the most done. And again, I was saying it was environmental based. Like it's quiet, faster internet, less distractions from exterior sources. I can always find distractions for myself at here at home, like putting on another stream or whatever, or a video. But early bird type people, I find are very outdoorsy. Or again, they don't really rely a lot on like YouTube on demand type of streaming services. They like to do things outdoor, or they're more like activity based that don't require technology. Do you find your early bird people, like people who like to go to the gym? I don't know. I guess some people like to go to the gym at night too. I don't know. They're active too, but I guess. And yeah, even influencers too. They could be daytime people.
I knew, like, I guess most of the. You think of who I know that's like a super early person? Yeah,
Oh,
like they're
Warren.
like pretty active. They're like pretty active. They're outdoorsy. They're like, you know, ambitious, I guess.
Ambitious. Yo, I think I'm ambitious, but I sleep during the day.
And no, I mean it's like, it's more readily presented. Like they're always like on the go. Like they're more type A, I guess. I don't know.
What about in terms of your music process or even your jam sessions? You know, is your jam session based on Wednesday nights because of free time, or is that also when you find your, the most creative with lyrics or the most creative with production? Like,
Time, yeah.
can you
It's
do
like
that? Can you do that in the morning? Can you do that?
it's the one time during the week where we're like all free. You know,
Okay.
so it's like yeah, just
Do
works
you
out that way.
find you need to be awake for quite some time before you're creative, or can you be creative out of the bed?
Out the gate, bro. It's never.
I'm
It
creative
doesn't
in
shut
bed.
off.
That's for sure.
You're creative.
Never off,
I'm trying.
bro.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think I've ever woke up and be like, all right, I'm about to make a new video. I'm gonna do this right now. I don't think I function like that. I gotta be up for a while. Like my blood needs to get flowing. My immune system's got up. So, because like allergies too, when I wake up, um, it's hard to function right out of the bed. So I gotta like wait for my whole body to like catch up. Yo, you're sideways right now. I don't know.
Uh,
Oh
Does that
shit.
work?
Sure.
Am I upside down?
No, you're upside down. I wonder why. I mean, I like sideways, but it wasn't. Oh, maybe you're.
There we go.
Is it on lock?
Better.
Is your screen
No,
on
no, I
lock?
was just my phone, just because the thing's at the bottom there. How about
Nice,
Nice.
dude. You haven't aged.
that? I know, man. Turning 45 this month, you know?
Oh
Oh
snap!
shit,
Yeah.
son.
Crazy,
Oh,
eh?
October? You mean like
Yeah,
you're Scorpio? Damn.
I'm a Scorpio, man. So
Makes
Shit,
sense.
son.
it's that white rice, buddy. Keeps
Yeah, but my hairline is not slowly but quickly getting further and further away from my eyes.
Oh
Really?
shit.
Skin is
yeah.
fine and like everything is good, but this hairline though is escaping
Yeah,
me.
no, I still got the full
So
set,
you
buddy.
do so you do the comb forward to hide that,
Still got
right?
the full
Like,
set of hair, you know. So I still shave it when I want to, and then
nice.
throw it.
There's all kinds of shit for like hair growth if you wanted to like keep it going, FJ. Like
I see
I
those
know.
peaks
so
in there,
advanced
man. I
now.
see those peaks.
Plants and stuff. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
what is it?
look at
Finesse
Jamie
ride?
Foxx. See Jamie Foxx? see LeBron James? Like
Yeah, they look
before the
amazing.
work, and then yeah, they're getting the lineup perfectly now. I don't know.
Gee.
I don't know. I'm just not for fake stuff. I don't like fake stuff. The only fake I'll go as far as like coloring my hair, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
about it. Maybe contacts. I guess they're kind of fake because I wear glasses, but I wear contacts. That's about
No,
it.
but are they colored? Do you get them colored?
No.
Exactly. You get that's not fake. I mean I have to wear contacts sometimes if I'm playing sports, but I wouldn't get colored contacts and pretend like I have different color eyes, Like I said, the most I'll do is hair, just because I think it's. I mean, that's kind of hypocritical, but that's the most I'll do.
Yeah, I've
So
tried that. I have my hair colored every, on the odd time, and all the women I was like, no, man, leave it black, man.
Yeah, I feel
okay,
like
so
it's a detriment to
you
me.
would
Yeah.
you would draw the line at like dyeing your hair as far as like what you consider like fake.
Yeah. Well, you
Okay.
mean like Photoshop?
Well, no, I just mean like any body alteration.
Yeah, I think tattoo is different. Tattoo is an art piece on your body. I think that's okay. That's not a mod, in my opinion. Like, it's not changing something about you that's like
If
identifiable.
anything, you're just adding to it. Yeah, that's.
But I mean,
permanent.
like when women get like lip injections or like Botox, or when they get breast enhancements, something further. But
All kinds of stuff,
anything
man.
that changes what they actually are,
Mm.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
What if
I tell
it's
you all the
Sally,
time, cousin.
someone
what
sent
if
me a
it's
meme or something like that on Facebook. Yeah, they're like, okay, women, before you call a guy ugly, just remember, most men can take a fucking wet wipe and wipe off 90% of that beauty. It's just like, it's so true.
That's
Because
nothing.
the
Makeup too, man. I think there's a line. I think there's. Man,
Well,
Okay.
makeup is
No, but
yeah,
do you remember when makeup was new? I mean, obviously not. We were not even born yet. But like when
I don't
early
use
makeup
dude.
was before. No, I mean on women. Like when you see women back then, early
Yeah, but I
makeup, like in
encourage
the
you.
90s, or sorry, in the 1900s, there was no such thing as contouring, like to the level that we see it now,
Are we
where
sure
you could
about
like.
that? Like, I mean, I don't know, but I know what you're saying.
Well, like the skills right now, like they're like you can with makeup you can make someone's nose look tiny, but without makeup, that I mean, it looks completely different,
This is
right?
the weirdest
And
part, because a lot of times now, when just that you mentioned the makeup, yeah, we see a lot of women wear makeup, but man, you see their pictures on a fucking post when they use the social media app that's fucking done something to it. You don't necessarily see that pretty stuff in person a lot of the times. People are looking good in their pictures,
well,
that's for sure.
now you have filters too, and now you have
Exactly. Yeah.
face modifications in
Yeah.
cameras too now, and I
Yeah.
get that too, and I mean I'm not for that either.
I mean, there's
Apparently
people that are
makeup
just, they're
wasn't
all
for
on that.
women.
You'll never meet them in person, but they get a million likes a day because, well, fuck, they did the right pose with the right filter at the right time, and that's good enough for them.
Well, again, I don't expect people to agree with the standard that I've set for myself about what I like or what I don't like. Some people might be completely into the lip injections and like drawn in
yeah.
eyebrows or whatever. Like, fine,
Eye of
that's
the
fine.
beholder, man. Eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I prefer not. Men can have makeup as well. I didn't say they couldn't. I'm just saying from like contouring perspective, I've seen.
There's that girl.
Uh,
On
What's
TikTok.
men's which girl is that?
That glitter plant head or something like that. Like she has no teeth, so she uses fake teeth. Like look around,
Oh,
glitter.
I saw her.
Hot, man. When
on-
she puts her shit together. Oh my god. Yeah, but
Okay,
she's
she's on TikTok. Yeah, on TikTok,
yeah, she shows
man.
herself.
She when she's finished, like the
Yeah.
wig
Oh.
and she has dentures because
Yeah.
her teeth fell out after like her
when
pregnancy
she
or
was like
something
20
like that.
something, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, when she was 20
and
something.
and she looks
Oh, yeah.
like she looks like
Yeah.
an 80-year-old woman when she
and she
has
shows
nothing.
her true self, so I can admire
Yeah.
that. She just doesn't show that same thing, though. She says, this is me, and this is me.
Yeah,
And people are saying that she's shamming and she's fake. Well, she chose to do it, and she's not hiding from it. Like, isn't anyone allowed to
Yeah.
look pretty when you go out? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
it's like wearing
I hate
clothes
that
to
too.
hide if.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know.
clothes is the same
It's
thing.
like,
I
she's
get what
not
she's
hiding
doing,
from
and
anything. Yeah.
but she's open about it. But there are others who will like
Exactly.
never be seen outside of
Oh,
that
yeah.
perfection, right? 'Cause-
Exactly. Like, you cannot see them waking up in the morning or coming out of the bathroom taking a shit, you know? Like, they can't, it's like, you know? Like, you can't see them in normal human mode.
Okay,
Like, there's always, you always see
chat
those
brings
people
up
like, oh,
a good argument, not a argument, but a good suggestion. Kazi just said liposuction. So, well, okay, I know breast augmentation is like adding things that aren't supposed to be there. But let's say you have to get a breast reduction for health purposes, liposuction
that's
for
possible.
health purposes.
Yep.
I get that. If it's for the cosmetic and you're just lazy and you get
if
liposuction
it's
for that,
cosmetic
I
is
mean,
different than health.
it's still not
risk.
fake because it's all you. There's nothing artificial about it. You just took out fat. But I'm removing things from you. I don't think necessarily is the same.
Women's cosmetics obviously is definitely a hell of a lot different than
Oh
men's.
yeah,
If
bigger
ever
boobs. Yeah, I don't. Okay.
women seems to be always adding something. You know, like when women remove something, that seems to be like for health reasons or something like that.
Now,
But
do
women
you
are always
think it
adding.
really is because of men? Like, are men putting the standard where?
No, women
where-
are their own worst critics, man. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
right. Like this whole the whole Kim Kardashian body, because before Kim, it was a different like pursuit. I would say women wanted to look more like the Victoria's Secret type model or like a Sports Illustrated. But then when Kim Kardashian came out, then you got like the
badonk.
thick.
Yeah.
The thick,
Like the
right?
Mr.
Thick became a thing. When was that Kim? Was that Kim who started that? Would you say?
That's a good point. I think
She was
she
one
might
of
have
them
been
for sure, but that's so fake. With the booty implants and shit.
She's the
No, I think
entrepreneur of
she might have
thick.
been the one.
Women, see, it's not for men because technically we can't stare at women without being offended. So it's not us. They're competing against themselves, and they're their own worst enemies. I swear to God, I have a lot of gal pals, and they dress up to look better than their friends and shit like that. That's the name of the fucking game.
Yeah, they want to look better than everyone else in their group.
Exactly.
I get it.
That's
Like,
why this is going to be offensive. That's why they always keep around. There's always one ugly girl in the group or a fat girl in the group, just so there's always that. You can't fall below that.
what do they call the
Oh
duff?
shit!
I think it's called the duff, right? Or
Yeah. There's always
That's
one
crazy.
of those. But that's why you got to be friends with the duff because man, they got hot friends. If you're nice to them, they'll be like, "Look at this guy. He's so nice. I want him now." Yeah.
how,
Right?
how did
Oh
we
my
switch
days.
to this subject?
I don't know, man.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
shit.
I
I don't remember
the
how we
progression
switched
of
to
a,
this.
of a of a chat. But yeah, no, it's the makeup thing, especially for women. It's definitely different, and obviously, I always think, this is just my opinion, but trust me, they're more about competing with them with the girls than guys, because like, man, you can't even approach a girl without them getting offended, so you can't do
Right.
that. So,
Obviously, guys, we have this, we have the fantasy type of like projection. Like, I get it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's
yeah.
become consumerism because guys will follow and like
Yeah.
what they follow and like on social media, or they'll buy into whatever kind of image they're into, and so whichever one's getting more likes and more followers somehow validates that person's image, and so that person now becomes the standard because of men. But
That's just the visual.
that wasn't a choice that the men made. It's like you presented something that we approve of, and so we're gonna like support.
Like a lot of those girls out there, for sure, they look hot and stuff like that. But a lot of it comes to experience too. So I'm gonna say something blunt here. But I've dated girls with fake boobs, and trust me, man, fake boobs aren't really where they're at. They don't feel as good as. I mean, there's some new ones out there that feel good, but when I'm talking about,
I will say I can appreciate a good job.
And I like a girl on Instagram and they look good, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I want to date.
Right.
Too.
Right.
I like
mean,
soft bodies.
yeah. There's I've seen, individuals where they definitely didn't need it, but I would say I get why they got it, and it looks good, but I just don't think it was necessary, but
I know
sometimes
one
there's
girl,
good work.
There's one girl. I won't mention
Tom,
her
this
name,
is
but
gonna
she's-
go on YouTube too, just so you know. I just wanted you to
I won't mention any names, but this girl was pretty before. She was
right.
pretty before, and I always see her pictures, and she just went off the rails. Like she's got big everything, and I guess she thinks that she's, this is better for it. But
They get
know.
addicted to it too.
Yeah, and I think there's obviously men out there too that are like that. So that's when it comes to sickness.
I feel like I've seen men who've done the surgery thing too to look a certain way. They're very rare.
Oh, like
they can be like modified too, and like
okay, yeah. I thought you were
shaped,
about reduction because I don't know any guy that even give up a millimeter. so that's not the issue.
Yeah, no, not that part.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, for the most part, I think the obsession men would take it is like steroids, like just so they can get bigger, like more
Yes,
muscles.
I think that's always been the biggest thing for male masculinity, is that the ability to look strong and, you know, be strong and show off that you could lift a ton and, you know, big. That's for sure. Big.
Yeah.
It's again, a lot of that stuff too. So people are doing it now for different reasons, and a lot of it now is just to get likes on social media, because you don't physically see a lot of these people in person. But now they're banking on those likes and their hearts and all those thumbs ups and shit. That means a lot now to a lot of people.
Yo, man. Okay, so I have a friend. I know this is off this tangent already. We're not even on subject anymore. But I have this friend who he's kind of anti-social media, anti-mass media, anti all of that. And, you know, he finds some funny videos on YouTube where it's basically a voiceover of a guy critiquing what's out and popular these days. Or when they'll use a hashtag like thinking of Afghanistan or something, and it's a selfie. They take a selfie of themselves, or some kind of pose, but they'll use the hashtag that's trending, right? Like, you know, thinking of Afghanistan, whatever. And so when I agree. So because I saw that video and I've been more aware of this, I don't look at like social media like that. I hardly kind of stem away from what I've already kind of tunnel visioned myself in my social media. But it's true, like when you see these influencers who already have built millions of followers, they just need content now, right? They just need another post so that they can get more likes, so that they can continue getting more analytics and reach, so that they can keep getting paid. Yeah, because that's how they get paid.
People pitch a product. If you could say that you like our product, we'll pay you this, knowing that 1 million people will know that you're using it.
But now you look at the content itself, where it's literally like, you know, they follow a trend of this new dance thing on TikTok. They do like 6 seconds of it, and it's crap. You know, excuse what I'm saying, but it has nothing. They'll just do it. They'll do it for the sake of the trend. They'll do it probably incorrectly, or like, but they'll get tons of likes and followers because of it, because it's trending.
It's all about the effort.
And this is the content now these days, and it's like,
yo, this guy said it's crap.
Well, I'm watching it, and I was like, what did I just watch?
Shit,
like,
bro.
Did you really just put 6 seconds of that out of you like attempting something?
So a lot of these challenges, are these just random, or like they just manifest by themselves, or like...
people? Okay, someone starts it and it hits. That's it. It's kind of luck of the draw. A bunch of people try new ones all the time. Yeah, but random. One of them catches on. As long as a big person catches on and sees it, if it shows up in their feed and then they randomly see it, if someone picks it up who's already big, that's when it becomes a hit, you know, and that's when it's...
Okay, yeah. Because I mean, obviously, that I figured it'd be kind of random, but then obviously it has also a good thing when, remember, were people doing the ice bucket challenge, because that was for breast cancer, or
I think it was ALS or something.
ALS, yeah. So I always like those ones. Those are really cool, because at least I know what it's supposed to be.
There was a cause, yeah.
There's a cause to it, but you know, like when the plank challenge came out, and that one where people were partying in a plane, or you know that.
Harlem Shake, right?
Yeah. Some of those are funny, but some of them are dumb. You know, like that whole neck nomination thing. That was one of the early ones where people would do random, stupid, crazy shit, and I nominate somebody, then they have to do something even more crazier. Like people die doing that shit.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Wow, we definitely deviated. Let's try to like wrap it back.
This is proof that this is why we're night owls, because we're doing this shit.
Well, I am a night owl by physical limitation, for the fact that I don't sleep at a good hour, and I can't fix it. Like tonight, I should be going to bed right now because I work tomorrow morning. How much time is spent alone? Oh, so much of it, like all of it, 100% of it.
100% of it is alone, like you at nighttime.
Well, yeah, I live alone. I'm here, and you know, if I'm doing work, I'm editing.
Contact.
Yeah.
like no, without contact, like when you're not in communications with people or like.
Well, if I want to get work done, that's the best time
So you
because
could,
everyone's sleeping. Everyone is not
supposedly.
accessible.
Yeah.
So like I'll even
Well,
still
that's a
find
good
ways
reason
to
why a lot
distract
of people
myself
stay up, right? You get
by
shit done.
by streaming people in Australia, and then I'll be like, oh look, there's I can have this on while I'm working and do that, and it's a distraction for me too.
How
So
many
okay,
people are
so
plugged into this?
all of our phones we've discussed is close to us within arm's reach.
Yeah.
How do you find your sleep health is? Your sleep hygiene? Like, is it good? Do you guys sleep good?
Terrible. Terrible.
Do you wake up every
My
hour,
sleep
every 2
hygiene?
hours?
Nope. If I fall asleep, I could stay asleep for a good 4 hours before I wake up.
Can you do 8?
On the rare time it's happened, but now it's not normal for me. I'm
We're talking
surprised
about
when I get 8
our
hours.
weekdays, right? We're talking about our weekdays, like when we
When
have
you
to get up.
When you well, even if let's say you had a shitty
Wait, you guys
week.
are like contract based.
No.
I'm still thinking.
Well, what I'm
yeah.
saying is like even if you have a work week, right? And let's say
Right.
on a Friday night, you're like, now I don't have to work on a Saturday. Can you sleep through without waking up?
Oh, for
past 4
sure.
hours?
If I don't set my alarm, fam, I might wake up on Sunday.
But you sleep good? Like it's good sleep?
Like when it's time to sleep, like I'll sleep. It's just like on work weeks, my sleep is terrible. 'Cause I'm like
Yeah.
anxious about the next day. Like, oh my God, it's
Okay.
1 o'clock. Oh man, I should go to sleep soon. Oh shit, it's 3 o'clock.
So
And then,
stress related?
Yeah, so it's like stress. It's like I'll wake up I'm supposed to wake up at 7:30, but I'll wake up at 6:45, 6:57, 7:08, you know?
Okay, okay. So when there is no obligation, you can sleep through for a very long period of time and not even be interrupted because there's no stress.
Yeah, but I'm a extremely light sleeper.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if there's no noise or anything, I'll sleep.
Huh.
Yeah.
I find like even on days where I don't need, well, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm trying to, let's say tonight, I woke up today at 4 p.m. I should go to bed now because I have to wake up at 8
Yeah.
to work for 10. And I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I know every half hour to hour, I'm going to be up and I'm going to try to sleep again. And it's going to take another half hour to an hour. It's going to be rough tomorrow, but I'm used to this.
Are you on their phone, or are you, like when you go to bed for something like this, are you gonna just have all the lights out and just close your eyes and sleep?
Honestly,
or
man,
what are you gonna do?
that's when I look at dating profiles is when I'm in bed. Like I'm about to go to
Sure.
sleep. I'll swipe
Yeah.
then and I'll message some
Why
people
then?
then and then
Yeah.
and when I'm tired, it's like I don't want to
See?
look at it anymore.
Exactly. There's
Like,
that distraction. You still use the technology to keep you up.
I don't know. Well, distraction, I guess it's still like
You're stimulating your brain, man.
I'm not doing it to kill time. There's purpose though, and I feel like it's still
Yeah.
time I'm putting towards like a purpose, like an objective, you know?
Yeah. But it
Not
could
like
wait.
just it. Well, okay, and it's not like watching a
certain-
YouTube
Yeah.
or
on certain
like a
days.
series on Netflix or something
But
like
it's
that.
that's habit forming, right? It's just like having a
Yeah.
cigarette. You know, like I mean, you could not, but you probably do it every night, if not.
Are you on your phone on the toilet?
Yeah, I'm playing a game or something.
And do you feel like the sit time is way longer because of the phone, and it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be that long? Yeah.
But sometimes, they say you gotta relax, right? Sometimes you gotta,
Yeah, it's not
make
just
sure.
about the shit.
Yeah.
You gotta take that, you know,
Gotta
you gotta
relax,
take the pause.
and just let it flow.
I mean, if you have the time to afford it, yeah, for sure, it's probably even healthier. But in terms of in the morning, you're getting ready for work or whatever. Let's say something like that. If the phone is there with you, it's gonna be
Yeah.
definitely way less efficient than if it wasn't with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're in a rush, you're in a rush. So, but definitely. Yeah, no, I think everybody, for the most part, brings their phone to the toilet, to the washroom. It's another thing that we.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
don't?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, no,
okay.
just because of like like health reasons. Because like, yo, you'd be
Did,
surprised, but like if people did fucking swabs of their phone, the shit they would find on it.
Yeah.
You're
well,
not even
toilet or
supposed to
not,
flush
that's
your
gonna.
toilet. You're not even supposed to flush your toilet with your toothbrush in the same room.
Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah,
particles that
yeah,
fly in the air and shit.
Yeah, well, it's just
yeah,
like farting too, right, man? You're gonna get the. Well, you wear underwear, so that does
yeah,
kind of filter, but still. But, but
yeah.
you take
It's
a piss,
true.
you're farting, your pants are down. I don't know.
But
Motherfuckers
dude,
don't wash
like
their hands, bro. Like I've been
I
I've
know.
been in washrooms. People have come
Uh,
out of the stall and I know they took a shit and they just walk out.
they
yeah,
walk out. Yeah, I hate
yeah.
when I see
I'm
that,
like,
man.
bro, are you
At least
good?
pretend, right? Yeah, I've seen that. It's like that Seinfeld episode, man. He's making the dough. Poppy.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true.
So you guys
Some
don't
people-
feel you guys okay, hold on. Bring in what you need for the day while you're sharing. Okay. Do you guys feel you need to like fix your sleep hygiene, with your access to the phone? Is there improvement you're looking for at all, or you're happy with things?
I'm sure. No, definitely, I've had better sleep for sure, and there's varying reasons why I haven't, why they're not as good now compared to before. I mean, for me, it's always when I have a girlfriend, I sleep better.
That's true. Because you
Yeah.
can. You don't have to worry.
Yeah,
I don't have to be swiping on
nothing
apps
much. Yeah,
in
no,
bed. I don't have
no
to be
swiping on
checking
apps,
out
you're sleeping in a
Instagram.
place, you get in the bag, you do it, and you fall asleep.
Yeah, because you
like
get
a light,
you
man.
get the
Just released a
activity
lot
done.
of-
You get a workout
released
out
a
of it
lot
too.
yeah, exactly. And out like a light.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
yeah, I think that's
the
for-
endorphins or whatever.
Yep,
That helps with sleep too.
for sure.
I mean, okay,
Yeah,
like I would say I know like COD doesn't help at the times that we do this too. Like
You want to play some COD tonight?
I do, but I can't. Like there's no way I can play
Yeah.
anything tonight
No.
because the responsible thing for me to do is to go to sleep. And I
Yeah.
probably won't even fall asleep for another 2 hours. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try
There
for
you
the
go.
sake of tomorrow. But okay. I mean, I don't really know if you've hit anything kind of conclusive or even like
let me ask you all a
anecdotal for
question.
this.
You-
Yeah.
No, I mean, for sure.
No, no, no,
I think
Dead-
the reason
Dead has
why
a
there's
question.
lot of
when y'all are taking a shit, are your pants on or off?
what? Well, they're on my ankles. No, I'm.
Yeah. What
I
are you
don't
saying?
slide them off past the ankles.
I think for me,
And if
I'm
you're at home
saying
just chilling, yo,
it's
you
probably
gotta
on my
try.
knees. You gotta.
I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life.
Take the pants completely off and the
Off,
underwear
bro.
too.
Yeah, what is this, George Costanza?
Just wear a robe. Just wear a robe.
Yeah,
Not
bro.
even. Just be naked on the
I would feel really naked, even though like I'm in the bathroom. Like I feel really
Yeah.
naked with my pants on.
Yeah, it's weird. Even though they're basically off anyway.
Yeah, I know. I would feel really weird.
It's like, yo, your legs are like constrained at the bottom, fam. When you take them off, you're gonna take a proper shit.
You're like, what? Wide leg, knees spread.
Yeah, spread.
You
curl
you,
your
you
toes,
start
curl your
sitting
toe-
like
toes up. Yeah.
this. One arm.
Hey, you could squat on the bowl then, like the Asians.
I don't know if I'm gonna try that, but I mean,
Well, if
sometimes
I
out of the
do,
shower,
I'm
maybe.
not gonna tell you unless I come up with really positive results.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Alrighty,
Deji knows
I
the
got some
secret.
stuff to do, gentlemen. It was good. It was a good talk.
No, thanks for
Right.
coming, man. It's always good input.
You get some sleep, buddy. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Later,
Sir.
dude. Enjoy the
Sir.
games. I'm sure you're playing.
Oh no, I gotta watch something real quick, and then I'll
All
play.
right.
Later.
Later. Did she?
Gonna change your life, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
loose.
know.
Loose, like, oh shit. To drop
I-
the kids off at the pool.
I feel like when it comes to even that, healthy practices for sleep versus like lifestyle choices Do you think at the end of the day, you know, it's just discipline? Like night owl an excuse for poor discipline?
I don't think it's necessarily that black and white. Can you guess what word I'm thinking of? I think like
Nuance.
I think generally you're more productive during the day. That's just the truth. Like I'm a night owl. I've worked throughout the night and throughout the afternoon. When I wake up at 6, I do a bunch of shit and I look around and it's only 10. I'm like, holy shit. Like I just got all my work done and the day hasn't even started. You know, so being a night owl doesn't necessarily mean you have like less discipline. You can still be productive like in the afternoon or in the later part of the day, but I think that's an element of it too. Like night owls are generally people I find that will sleep in, you know, and then they're up late. And this
Yeah.
may not have anything to do with like their business or whatever. It's like, yo, I sleep late, I wake up late, you know.
Yeah. Like last
So,
night, we played. We won a nice rebirth. It was great, and I think we finished around 2-3 a.m. And I'm like, I can try to sleep now, wake up early so I can finish the work that I have to finish tomorrow, or I could just work through the night until I finish, which was around 10 a.m. And I was
okay.
like, got my work done. It's 10 a.m. just like what you said. Oh man, it's only 10 and I got all my work done. Now it's time to sleep. So it's
Yeah.
like, so I was kind of backwards in that regard.
It's
Like,
not only 10. It's like
it's
your work
already
is
10.
done at 10, but your day is gonna start at like 6 when you wake
4.
up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. Yeah. I
Years
don't know.
ago when we had to survive in the wild, cavemen, there was night owls to protect the whole tribes. Yeah, so I mean
Oh,
like those that's still like a like duty based. Like if they didn't have to do that and the whole tribe was just safe, they would probably sleep normally too, you know?
yeah.
So I mean maybe they're generally like night owls, but like they wouldn't necessarily just be like up mad late. I don't think.
Dede
Anyway,
said the sun prevents his productivity.
it's interesting.
The
What do you
opposite.
mean? What do you mean? How?
I feel like my productivity doesn't rely on the sun actually. It's just really the time based on distractions. Like I
Um,
don't like noise. I can't film. Like I don't film. If I had a studio that was kind of private and like sound suppressed, where I don't hear things outside, then I could shoot whenever. Then I could choose to do all that whenever. But I find I do most of my stuff when everyone's asleep. You know, when there's no hustle and bustle about. Like there's just less distractions. Not
so
distraction. There's less ambient noise. Like there's less noise. It's a
so
product
okay,
production thing.
that so that then is a result of external forces. 'Cause
Yeah.
if there was no ambient noise, I feel like you probably prefer to do your work during the daytime. Like if it
During the
was just
day.
like dead quiet,
Yeah.
you know, then I feel like, oh, you know, it's a nice day. Because this is the thing, like when it's bright, you're just naturally like it's like the warmth of the sun too. You're just naturally, I feel like more active. Like your body temperature is up, body's like physiologically like more awake and alert or whatever.
Alert. Yeah.
Nighttime, at nighttime, like that kind of slows down because like your digestive system too is like trying to really digest your food, so you need to like sleep or else like it's not gonna do that properly. So there's like biology to it as well. Like you could be productive at night, but if say like if everything was like standardized as far as like noise, uh whatever you have to do like during the day or night, I feel like most people would prefer to just like do shit during the day, you know?
When I asked that just now, if calling yourself a night owl is an excuse for poor discipline, I never thought of that prior, because for a while, obviously growing up, the later we stayed up, and then when we would sleep in, we're tardy. We're starting to look like we are breaking away from the norm, society's norm. So then now we are now rebellious, or we're the outcast. But then eventually enough of the population adopted the same behavior of being a night owl, and it became cool, and it was like hip, and it was like, then we had pride in it. But it really, if you just, I mean, it broke away from a standard, like a normalcy that we had growing up, and it's like the new normalcy. But the daytime efficiency, you're saying, with daylight, like your body's alert and all that stuff. But if you train your body to be asleep during the day and up in nighttime where there's no sun, you're still going to have the alertness and whatever at the peak time that you've been awake after 2-3 hours or whatever, right? Like, you're still going to have that, aren't you?
Oh, I
Like,
apologize because my mouse disappeared from the screen, and I was trying to click Day-Day's chat for the longest time because I was trying to read what he said. I missed everything he said in the last like 30 seconds.
That's okay. What was I saying? When I just said, like, when I asked, is calling yourself a night owl or resorting to the night owl label, is it just a cop out or like an excuse or a poor excuse at lack of discipline? Because growing up, we were accustomed to having that normal up during the day, get all the activities done during the day, and then at night we rest and we go to sleep with the minimum distractions. And then as we got older and technology became more of a thing, we start to break away from the normalcy, the standard of society. We start to be looked at as like rebellious, or we're lazy, or we're outcast. And it became kind of shunned upon for a little bit. But then more and more people started to do it. It became cool. It became hip. Now we're like in trend. Night owls are cool. So then we held it with pride for a very long time. Not until that time I asked it just like 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago, when I said, is it a poor excuse for bad discipline? Did I consider that? But when I'm thinking about it now, I mean, there are things I can do to revert back, but yet I choose not to. And I don't know if that's like because out of laziness or out of like lack of motivation, or is it really because I thrive? Like, I do thrive at this time. When you mentioned something about sunlight, peak day, we have most alert body, like we perform better in daylight. But if you've been growing up all your life, or at least for 5-10 years, where you slept during the day and you're only up at night, you're still going to hit that peak performance at around, midnight, 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. if you're sleeping during the day until like 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 6 p.m., right? Like, your body's still going to have that metabolic response. If you're sleeping during the day, you're up during night, you're eating like a normal habit. The only difference is the sun is on the opposite side of the earth. I think your body's going to behave the same way without the sun, isn't it?
I'd be really interested to see, like, if there was a study done on the people who live in, like, it's not Iceland, it's like those places that get like 6 months of daylight and 6 months of nighttime or some shit, like some crazy shit like that.
Like, for really far north or really far south.
Yeah, I would be really curious to see like the data on like how just like physically, they like what the changes in their body is,
they're more adept because of more sunlight.
Yeah, but basically, to your point, I mean, the body it's pretty adaptable, right? Like, it'll adapt to any situation. Like, if you put it in a condition, if you condition it long enough, that's gonna become its new normal.
It'll evolve. Yeah,
so I think if you're doing the sleep mad late, wake up at 4 p.m. type thing consistently, that's going to become like your new normal. But I think if you have like those 1 off, 2 off, 3 days during the week where you're just doing that randomly, It's gonna like fuck up your shit. I don't think you could be as optimal as you think you could be. You know?
Well, I definitely had it consistent before I started working again. Like during pandemic, man, like early part of this year, late part of last year, it was consistent where I was going to bed at like 5, 6 in the morning and waking up at like between like around 2 p.m. every day in the afternoon. But then I have work now. Now I have to like be up because I have to shoot in the morning. So I'm adjusting for those gigs, and then let's say I finish this Saturday or Sunday. I don't work for the next 2-3 days. It only takes 2 or 3 days, and it's like it reverts back, and then it's like I'm back to wanting to sleep in super early in the morning and then sleep during the day, and then I got to adjust it again for the next weekend because I'm working tomorrow. I'm gonna be correct by social means in the next 2 days, and then on Sunday I'm sure it's gonna like slowly revert back because I'm gonna play a ton of Call of Duty on Sunday, and it's gonna and you know.
Still think like, as you talk to people who study sleep, like there's like sleep scientists out there, and one thing they say is like the best thing is to sleep at the same time every day. Like that data is like there, you know. So I think you can have a high level of productivity with a schedule like that, you know, like nurses too, like our shit is fucked up. You like, for people to do shift work, if you're doing day shift, night shift, you're on 2 days, off 3 days, you're back on for 3 nights. Like that shit is mad like taxing on the body. So it's the best case scenario is to just sleep at the same time every day. If you're doing that at 2 a.m., cool. If you're doing that at 10 p.m., cool. But I don't think you can be as productive if like your shit is like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna be optimal tomorrow. I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm trying to think of when I was like optimal.
Man.
So okay, Dede said for the first 3 hours after he wakes up, he's broken. He's mad broken for the first 3 hours after I wake up. But some people, man, they can wake up after that the alarm. You know what it is? It's probably they're used to the alarm, the routine of getting up, probably fix their bed, showering, and then they're ready for their day super early. But that's just ritual, right? That's just
Diet is super important too, because like that alertness, a lot of it is like what you're eating the night before, like what you put in your body too. So I think people that have a really good clean diet, they're just alert, I guess regardless of whatever time they wake up. But they probably wake up earlier during the day,
Yeah.
If you're up late
I wonder
night,
if early
probably,
birds
like,
would
hungry,
say,
probably
are they
like
early
munching
birds
on
like are they up at 4 so that they're optimal by 6, or are they up at 6 so they're optimal by 8? You know what I mean? Like you can't be optimal in the first hour.
If you're up at 4 though, I feel like that's not like,
because if you go to sleep at 9, you go to sleep at 9 or 10 p.m.
Okay.
and you wake up at 4, that's 6 hours. Like that's sufficient for sure, right? And yeah, you're right. Food wise, if you stop eating at like 8 p.m., go to bed by 10, you're up at 4 and you're like pristine, and you didn't drink or whatever. You didn't like. Data's gotten on. Yeah.
There's this clip I saw with Jeff Bezos. This shit was so like, it was so simple, but it was so poignant. It's like the interviewer asked him a simple question. He's like, What's your favorite midnight snack, Jeff? It was like, midnight? I'm asleep. I was like, oh shit. Like that motherfucker, his day needs to be super efficient. So he doesn't have time for midnight snacks. Like he's probably in bed at this time, up at this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like, yeah, fuck. Like, because he didn't even have to think about it. He's like, midnight, I'm asleep. Yeah, man.
I guess optimally, if I'm waking up, sorry, no, it's based on my fasting. So if I stop eating, let's say 10:30 p.m., I can eat with pride as early as like 6:30 p.m. or even earlier, 5:30 p.m. or whatever like that. And I can eat for a good 3 hours, 4 hours, up until again 10 p.m. And then I should be in bed. I think, yeah, I should be in bed by 12:30. Like this 12:30, you know, we're gonna finish this podcast right now, and I know, energy-wise and like, you know, creativity and like how much I know I can get done. Sure, my eyes are a little tired because like I've been looking at the screen all day, but like I can fully function for at least another 4 or 6 hours. I could like pump out a YouTube video if I really wanted to. I could like maybe even do a workout if I wanted to, you know. But
it would be more like, it would be more of a challenge to do it now than like if you did it in the morning.
I don't know. I haven't been doing anything in the morning for a long time.
You like went to bed and like now you woke up at like 6. You did those 4 hours of like pumping out the YouTube video, you'd probably do it a lot faster than if you did it like now.
Yeah, maybe.
You'd be like,
unless I had like distractions.
your eyes are
right?
like you said, like your eyes are tired.
Not
You were staring at a screen all day, so your body's like at like it's like at like 70%
right now.
battery. It's
Yeah, I was at my 100% when I streamed earlier. I was yeah. Did you see the photo I sent you on the Brack chat? The ice cream, $3.
what is it?
You're talking about. I think you were talking about Haagen-Dazs, right? It was $8 the other day. Was that you?
Me? No.
You didn't talk about ice cream?
Haagen-Dazs?
Oh, was that you?
No,
was that
yeah.
Tom? Oh, maybe it was
Might have
Tom. My bad. I thought somebody was talking about ice cream for $8, and then we were talking about sometimes it goes on sale.
It's too expensive? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, the I guess the message there was that yeah, it's so expensive now. Why is ice cream so expensive now?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Like, why is it? Yo, best ice cream though. I've been having this ice cream consistently since I like first put my fucking. It touched my lips. Hiawatha.
Oh, Kawartha. Oh wait,
Is
what?
it, no, it's Kawartha. That's it. Kawartha.
Okay.
That shit. Oh my god. To have some like after this shit.
Oh, you have it like you bought it like in tub
Yo,
form?
I've been buying the tubs like at least like 2 years consistently. There's always if you come to my house, I guarantee you there's always gonna be a tub Kawartha Lakes in my fucking freezer.
I don't buy ice cream. That's probably I haven't bought ice cream in probably 3 years. So that it was on sale. It was like, oh, it's on sale. I was like looking at flavors. I'm like, Heavenly Hash, nah. I was like, regular vanilla, regular chocolate, Neapolitan, nah. And then I saw chocolate chip cookie dough. I was like, $3? Okay. It's like half price. Normally $6. Or $5 or $6. But yeah.
Kawartha Lake shit is like it's
it's
$7.
Rich, man. Yeah.
But it's good, man.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I pay that $7 because I'm like, this shit slaps.
Do you have it with other stuff or just ice cream?
I have it with warm apple pie.
Okay.
Or warm brownies.
So vanilla, just vanilla?
No, I get the salted caramel truffle.
Oh, snap.
Son, you haven't lived until you try the Kawartha Lakes salted caramel truffle, son.
Salted caramel truffle. All right.
You will thank me later. You're gonna call me one day when you're doing your night owl shit. You're like, man, I want some ice cream. And you have that, you're gonna be like, God damn it, I gotta call.
Then I'm gonna wanna be going to bed after. I'd be like all cozy up. I'm like, man, I need a bath.
Yeah, I bought like ice cream cones the other day. Yeah, man, about to go have a nice
Waffle cones or sugar cones?
waffle cones, man.
Waffle. You know what you need to get? You need to get Belgian waffles with a waffle maker. And like pour that stuff, fresh made Belgian waffles, and then you put the ice cream on that. That'd be dope, dude. Or use the waffles for fried chicken and gravy and mashed potatoes. That's good too.
Fried chicken recipe came out a lot better the last time, so I did have some chicken and waffles. It was fantastic.
Yo, Day, did you see the photo I sent in True Brack of all the chips and ice cream that I'm ready for when you come? Just a bunch of junk snacks.
Real cookies all the way for me.
Oh yeah, those cookies. Yeah, that's. I only bought it because it was half price, but there's a lot of sugar cookies in there. I had 4 today. It's good.
Sugar cookie, man. This is crazy. Sugar cookie, man. Look, this is not why I came here to be a sugar cookie getter. You know, I'm a rapper. Yeah, 5 of the best rappers of all time. Think about it. Dylon, 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 and Dylon, because I spit hot fire.
Oreo cookies all the way. Oreo cookie ice cream? Nah, dude. Nah, Oreo cookies so basic. You mean cookies and cream, basically, but nah. Chocolate chip cookie dough. So good. Or mocha almond fudge. Mocha almond fudge is like staple too. Like I could have that with. Basically, mocha almond fudge is the closest thing to a keg. You know the keg cake? What is that called?
A simple man.
Crap, what is it? No, the keg.
You're not a
keg...
simple man. You came up with this shit.
Billy Miner's pie. Billy Miner pie at the keg. You ever had that, man?
What if I could do this and said I'm a simple man? Billy Miner's pie. No, I haven't had that.
Dude, have you been to the keg?
I have, but I haven't had their Billy Miner's pie.
You've never had dessert at the keg?
Usually if I get dessert anywhere, it's usually cheesecake, ice cream, like apple pie.
Just
I don't
Google
really
Billy
venture
Miner.
out.
Google Billy Miner pie right now. I know you're thinking pie, but it's not pie. It's ice cream cake.
Oh, it's ice cream cake. Miner?
Yeah. It's basically if you had mocha almond fudge in cake form.
Shit. I had to set
Yeah.
the keg. It just
I
looks
thought
like it
that
slaps.
Yeah, you
Really
can buy a
clean.
whole one. It's like $5 for a slice, or you can get an entire cake for like $40.
$40 and a trip to the toilet. Definitely need to have my pants off after I eat that. Fuck.
Well, you don't have the whole cake at once. It'll
Yo,
last you like a
I
month.
might eat the whole cake. 'Cause I'm crazy like that. I just go into a downward spiral. Like after I have a bunch of ice cream, I'm like, God damn it, I want some more. Fuck it. Then I have
Okay, now
a larger helping.
Now I want the ice cream that I bought today, but I will be good. I finished my fast an hour ago. I think I'll cap it off there. Anyway, okay. I think we can wrap this up because I need to go to bed. I don't think we've hit anything conclusive. Just had a kind of open conversation about early bird versus. That's the thing. The unfortunate thing is we didn't have any early birds to come in and chime in about like their routine and stuff like that. I thought that was your choreo too. I don't even know what is this.
That's I think that was Mike's. Was that Mike's? No, did Mike choreo? I don't remember.
No, that's Day
so
Days.
long ago.
This is Day Days.
So long ago. I remember this though. Fucking Dan
What?
Santos. That was Dan Santos' choreo that I didn't pass. Anyway.
Is that Janet Jackson?
It was like to Telefon Tel Aviv. What the fuck was the name of that song? But it was by Telefon Tel Aviv.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I know that track. It was all like sound effects, right?
Hmm?
Gen 2 did it. Yeah. Gen 2 did it with Evaristo, the salt.
Yeah, didn't it one of the ouches, like another crew, like did that same song?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the original Gen 2 company used that song.
Gen 2. Good old days. Anyways.
Loki, I think you still hate his guts.
Oh no,
That's what
I
Danny
love
said.
Dan. It's so funny, like the other day, oh man, I should say this to his face, not like on the live stream.
On the pod.
That's good. Yeah, I'll say it to his face. 'Cause it's like funny, but like it might come off away if I like just say it when he's not here.
That's okay. You can say it anyway. You brought it up.
Because like Dan never like anytime I saw him, he was like never smiling. He was always just like. So like
I'm trying to think of his
made
face.
That made me just like hate him even more. I'm like, yo, this guy is like, yo, he never smiles, yo. He's just too cool. He's just always like, yeah, yo, you do this choreo. What's up, man? No, that's it.
I just remember he was probably one of the more humble ones. Very talented, but very, very humble.
Yeah, his shit was dope. That was the thing. Like, I was a hater because I didn't make the team, but his shit was dope, and he never smiled. So I'm like, yo, this guy is just never smiling, dope ass motherfucker. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
This hat.
All right.
Like, yo, it's cool moves and shit. Yo, cause his isolations were actually crazy. Like Dan's ISOs, like yeah, I fuck with his ISOs. Anyway.
Alrighty. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Kazi, thanks for coming in earlier too. Mike, Sharon, Dede. Tom joined us earlier. Not really sure, but I'm gonna have to put this up on YouTube anyway. Hopefully, some of our rants, what's the word? Resonated with any viewers. If you like the video, please feel free to like, comment, and we'll see you next week, I guess, for the next podcast, BrackCast. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right.
Peace.